Okay, so here's an example of how you can use your overlays. Firstly, you want to make sure that you've changed the size of your image, because if you have your video too big, your computer's just really going to struggle to export it and you'll have a massive video size. So you just need to go to your image size. I've already done mine. I generally do it at 1280. I mean, it's up to you. You can have a play, see what size videos you like to export and what file sizes, etc. But I do mine at about 1280. People aren't going to be watching them on massive TVs for hours on end, so I'm quite happy with that. There are a few ways that you can move your overlay into Photoshop. The one that I always say is to go to File, Place Embedded, and then you can find your overlays. So here are the ones that we're going to choose from. I think I decided on 13. Let's have a little play. Yeah, I think 13 will be lovely. So I'm going to select it and place it on top. Okay, so for now I'm just going to zoom out and make sure it covers my image. Press enter. Don't be too worried about what you can see on here at the moment. And I am going to then change it to screen. Now with this layer selected, I'm going to a window, timeline. Now you may have a little button that comes up here that says create video timeline. Click on that and then this will appear. And now if you play through here, you now have your overlay. Now there's a whole bunch of things that you can do to customise it, so let's go through some of them. Now that it's a layer, you can pretty much do most things that you could do as if it was a photo layer. So say you've decided, actually this book is a bit small, so let's just make it bigger. And then you don't want it to appear over the baby, so I'm just going to do this really roughly, just as an example. I like to just get a really, really soft brush and just brush it off the bottom there as well. That way, when it plays through, it's just playing on the background. Now you can lower the opacity. You can do all kinds of things, let me think. Pretty much anything you would do. Say, actually, I don't want it to be yellow. I want it to be pink. And then change the saturation. You can literally just like, yeah, I like it, but I just want it to be a bit more vibrant or a little bit less vibrant. You can select it. I'm just going to duplicate it just to show you. And you can blur it as much as you want. So if you have a softer background, you can blur it. See, there's just absolutely loads of stuff that you can do. When you're in Photoshop, don't worry if this doesn't play smoothly. All it means is that Photoshop isn't able to keep up, or your computer isn't able to keep up with the animation. When you export it, it will play absolutely fine. You can see how you can literally just treat it as a photo layer. It's 15 seconds long, and to export it, if you go to File, Export, Render Video, and then you want to make sure it's document size. Now if you haven't changed the size of your image before putting the overlay over, you might not be able to select document size, but if you pop out, change the size, come back in and do document size, and then it'll export at the same size as that you set earlier. And that is that. Okay, so this is another example. I am going to put an overlay over these wreaths here. So there is already some bokeh on it, to be honest. I mean, I think it adds to it, but we shall see what you think. So again, I've opened it. I haven't actually changed the size of this one yet, so I'm just going to do 1280, okie doke, and put it there. So as I say, there's lots of ways that you can import your overlay. You can literally just drag it from Finder or from, what's it called in Windows? I don't even know anymore, I've been Mac for so long. But you can, we'll do it the same way again. Go File, Place Embedded. Now I haven't actually pre-chosen which one I'm going to use. Not that one, or possibly that one. No, or no, this one. We're going to go with small number 4. Do I want to make it bigger? I'm not actually going to make it bigger this time. I'm just going to move it to make sure it covers the portion of the image that I want it to. And then once again, I will change it to screen. I'm going to add a layer mask and then just invert it with apply, and then get a white brush, paint all around where I would like it to appear. Okay. So I've closed the timeline window so I can show it to you again. So make sure I'm selected on the right layer. Go Window, Timeline. Oh, there we go. This time we click Create Video Timeline, and there we go. Now, sometimes, not always, this layer will appear down here as well. If it only appears to take up half the timeline, you want to grab the end of it and drag it along to the end of 15 seconds. So if your background layer only looks like it takes up half the timeline, just hover over the edge till you get this symbol. Drag it all the way to 15 seconds. Otherwise, the overlay will last 15 seconds, but the image will disappear. So that is it playing over the wreaths. Now I think with this one, I thought it's not quite as yellow as what I've already got on there. So I'm actually going to use Clip and Mask so it just affects this layer. I'm going to up the vibrance and the saturation. Oh no, not that one. Now you can see it. I mean, if I had time, I would probably play with it so it's not quite as orange. If I have time, and then she's going to go and do it. So, not too green, not too orange. Let's leave it about there. So now I have twinkly lights at the back. And once again, you would go File, Export, Render Video, make sure it's on document size, and render it, and you'll be all good.